on the general topic as exercise as medicine. Specifically, we'll be discussing exercise and physical activity in the prevention of chronic disease. Firstly, I will talk to you on the magnitude of the disease. Around in 2008, there were about 57 million deaths globally, and in that 57 million, 36 million were due to NCDs. About half of this number were below the age of 70 years, so people were dying early from NCDs. The research has also found that chronic diseases were, age-specific death rates were declining in high-income countries, while in low-income countries, the burden of epidemic is increasing. Definitions. Some of the words that I'll be covering in the presentation is exercise, is a subcategory that is planned, structured, repetitive, and purposive. Physical activity, as we know, is any bodily movement produced by contraction of skeletal muscles with increased energy expenditure above basal level. Physical fitness is the ability to carry out the daily task without fatigue. Chronic disease is a progressive and persistent. Researchers have found, some of the researchers have found that it can develop about more than 3 months, but longer. Prevention, there's 3 types of prevention that's been highlighted in research. Primary prevention is where we come in as health promotion without any symptoms. We do a general health promotion. Secondary prevention is the management of pre-symptomatic disease and prevention of progress of the pre-symptomatic into chronic disease. And tertiary prevention is treatment of symptomatic diseases to slow its progression to disability or causing death. Physical activity, the exercise is medicine. The belief that exercise could be considered medicine or part of medicine is not new. If we look back into the Bible, in Genesis 2:15, it says God put man in the Garden of Eden to work it or guard it. So it means God had a purpose for man when he made man. With the various anatomical or physiological aspects of our body, he meant for us to be moving our body. Before Western medicine and healthcare became focused on sick care, major part of medicine was focused on the 6 things non-natural. That's by Barry Perryman, the research he did in 2010. As we know, physical activity is a relationship between man and their environment, or our environment. And also, it's how we use the body that we have, the design. That's designed to walk or run, or even to exert ourselves regularly. Researchers have also found that regular exercise and physical activity can reduce the risk of developing some diseases and disabilities that develop as people grow older. Effects of physical activity are positive outcomes, include a sense of purpose and value, better quality of life, and it has a positive impact on health. We go through the repeated exposure to endurance. These are the things that happen when we repeatedly expose ourselves to exercise. Physical activity increased cardiovascular functional capacity. That is, it increased capacities of blood and oxygen consumption. Okay? Basically, every organ in the human body, especially the heart, skeletal muscles, because of the demand of oxygen. Blood vessels adapt structurally by increasing their diameter to make it possible to accommodate increased total blood delivery capacity. If you can see there in the, maybe you can't see in the fonts, but that's exactly what repetitive exposure to exercise does to the organs. And acute endurance exercise. Acute endurance response type exercise is triggered from the brain as we do our exercise. Physiological adjustments include increased ventilation, pumping function of the heart, associated with substantially decreased peripheral vascular resistance in the muscles and unchanged resistance in many other tissues that facilitates the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to working muscles. Okay, physical inactivity. I wanted to address this because this is one of the biggest causes. That's why we do physical activity. Physical inactivity is one of the leading risk factor, fourth leading risk factor for global mortality. It accounts for about 6% of deaths globally. On the other side, poor diet and physical inactivity is the second leading cause of death in the US. It says that physical inactivity is a level less than those required for optimal health and to prevent us from premature death. It's responsible for 6% incidence of cardiac, 7% type 2 diabetes, 10% breast cancer, and 10% colon cancer. If we decrease this or remove this behavior, it says we can improve our health in the world or increase our lifespan by 0.68 years. We can live longer because it's one of the causes of premature death. Okay, we'll go on to cardiovascular disease, prevention of the role of exercise and physical activity to prevent cardiovascular disease. We can approach this by primary prevention through health promotion, through population health approach. It says physical activity is a modifiable risk factor to be physically active. It's a preventative measure itself. Okay? And exercise and physical activity needs to be driven into the community or to the population with a lot of education to the general population. As we know, endurance is one of the comorbid factors to cardiovascular. Endurance exercise prevents its development if we do that to prevent the disease. Exercise for the management and prevention of CVDs. Exercise intervention alone has been researched and found to reduce systolic and diastolic blood pressure and also blood lipids. Regular aerobic exercise protects against coronary artery disease and possibly will increase benefits as the amount of exercise increases. And hypertension, as we know, it's one of the comorbid risk factors for CVDs. If we do endurance exercise, we can also prevent the development of blood pressure. And also it can stay low for about 22 hours post-exercise. Now we go on to type 2 diabetes. Physical activity also reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. Therefore, there is a firm and consistent evidence that program of increased physical activity and modest weight loss reduce the incidence of type 2. Researchers found that lifestyle modification is one of the good prevention approach to use for type 2 diabetes prevention. And also 2.5 hours per week of moderate to vigorous exercise. Management of type 2, physical activity causes increased glucose uptake as we move our body. There's a high demand of glucose from the active muscles, and also physical activity to be done 150 minutes per week on moderate to vigorous intensity for diabetes. Exercise intensity is more important to improving insulin sensitivity than duration. That's what they found in their research. And resistance training enhances skeletal muscle mass for those who have anemia and diabetes. And both resistance and aerobic training improve insulin action, blood glucose control, and fat oxidation. Last condition is cancer. For prevention of cancer is regular and vigorous physical activity, reduce incidence of cancer by 40%, breast cancer and colorectal. Those are the two most important cancers that really benefit from physical activity. Lifestyle modification is very important for the prevention of cancer and healthy eating. Reduction of risk by 25%, that's in a research done to ladies. 25% of them had a reduction of risk to cancer. And the management of cancer, it says research have found cancer patients who walk 3 hours a week have decreased breast cancer mortality and decreased colon cancer mortality if they walk 6 hours per week. Aerobics workout to pump up heart rate and and also strength training to tone and build muscles for those who have muscle wasting in asthma patients. Thank you. Any questions?
rates for cardiovascular disease in Fiji right now?
I've got it in my books, I'm sorry. 51%, I think. That's in the last stats, 2012. Thank you. If there's no more question, thank you very much for your time, everybody. Thank you, Professor Ida, for your time.